Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be testing out 3 beauty and makeup related TikTok hacks. I've recently downloaded and got sucked into the world of TikTok. I haven't made any TikToks yet, but I watch TikTok all day long. The app is definitely addicting, and I feel like I've learned more from TikTok than I have in literally any other aspect of my life, whether it comes to food hacks or beauty hacks, especially food hacks, you guys. I've learned a ton of good food and snack hacks on TikTok, but for today's video, I figured we would test out some beauty hacks. I think it is really interesting just to put these to the test. There's one hack in particular in this video that I'm very curious about, also a little skeptical about, because it's kind of the opposite of how I've always been doing my makeup, but you guys will see when we jump into it. I am very excited to test out these hacks and show them to you guys today. I hope it's not a total fail, but I'm going to be doing my makeup using the beauty hacks, and then we are also going to check in later in the day just to see if it actually makes a difference in my makeup routine and how the makeup wears and also looks. So I really hope that you guys enjoy seeing this video, and if you want to see me test out some TikTok hacks, make sure to keep on watching. Alright, so the first TikTok hack that I wanted to show you guys is actually one that I have done before, so I'm not technically testing it out for the first time, but it's one that I actually really like a lot, so I figured I had to share it with you guys in today's video, and that is doing these curls that I'm wearing today using a robe tie. I've always been on the hunt for the perfect heatless curl, and I've never found it. And when I saw doing curls with a robe tie kind of going viral on TikTok, I knew I had to try it out for myself because the results looked really promising for a lot of people. So I figured I would try it out, and spoiler alert, I do really love it, but I figured I would kind of walk you guys through the process and show you how to do it as well if you guys are curious on how to get these heatless curls. So let's go ahead and jump on into TikTok hack number 1, heatless curls using a robe tie. Okay, so let's jump into the robe curls. The first thing that I do is I always make sure my hair is dry. I know everybody's hair is different, but I have tested this hair hack out a couple of different ways, and I just find that it works the best on my personal hair type when my hair is already dry. So I'm just going to take my robe tie and place this right on the center of my head, making sure the width on the sides here is the same on both sides. This can be a little fidgety to do because I find that the robe kind of tends to fall to one side or want to just slip off your head. So I'm just gonna take the robe and my hair and just tie them together almost in like a pigtail, just to kind of hold that in place while I'm working on one side. I'm not the greatest at explaining hair, you guys, so hopefully you could see what I'm doing and that'll help you a lot more than what I'm actually saying. But I'm gonna work in maybe like 1.5 to 2 inch sections. I don't want like super small and tight ringlet curls. The larger sections you grab, the bigger your curls are going to be. So first I'm going to take my front piece of hair and wrap it over and then back under the robe tie. So it should be here, and then when you have your piece of hair under the robe tie, then you're going to grab your second piece, join it with the piece that's under, and do the same thing. Wrap both pieces around and back underneath again. Once the piece of hair is under the robe, take your next piece of hair, join it together with the piece that's underneath, and again, just wrap it around. So you guys can kind of see the layers of the curl starting to wrap around the robe tie. So then when I get to the final piece, I do the same thing, wrap it around and come back under. But now since I don't have any more hair to grab, I'm just going to continue wrapping my hair around the robe tie, and this will continue to curl it. Now I'm gonna repeat these same steps on the other side. I'm just gonna try to talk you guys through it again just in case you didn't totally get it on this side. I know it could be a little confusing. So again, you're just gonna take the first section of your hair, wrap it over and then back under the robe tie, and then this is where you're going to start joining the rest of your hair. So I'm going to grab another section, join it with our existing piece, and then wrap it again over and under the robe tie. This is what the hair should look like when it is all done and wrapped up in the robe. I would say this is pretty comfortable to sleep on. I've done this maybe 3 nights now total, and I haven't had any issues sleeping on it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these in overnight, and I will come back tomorrow and take them out with you guys on camera so we could see how the final curls look tomorrow. Okay, so it is now the next morning. The robe curls have been sitting in my hair for just a little bit over 12 hours now. So this is what I'm looking like after sleeping with this in my hair all night, I have to untie the ends. I do tie the ends together just to try to keep it a little bit neater. All you're gonna do is untie the hair tie and then start unwrapping the curls from around the robe tie. Look, do you guys see we're already getting some of that curl? Ooh, it looks so pretty. All right, so the robe tie is out. When it first comes out, it does look a little bit messy, so I just really kind of like to run my fingers through it, play with it. You guys could even go ahead and brush it if that is your preferred method of how you want your curls to look. And here, I'll stand up so you guys can kind of see the bottom of the hair, but here is what the curls look like after I remove the robe. This just works so well. Look how pretty these curls are, you guys. I just can't get over how nicely this really works. It seriously looks like I put a curling wand in my hair. These are just like my perfect type of curls. I definitely have to go ahead and give this first hack a 10 out of 10. I have never been happier with my heatless curls. Now that the hair is done, I am just going to clip it back away from my face so we could get started on the actual makeup hacks. These are probably what I am most curious about, because now we're gonna jump into the part of the video where I have like no idea what I'm getting myself into. I do not know how these next makeup hacks are going to perform at all. The first TikTok makeup hack that I'm going to be testing out today is drying your mascara with the cool setting on a blow dryer. I have my blow dryer right here ready to go. I am a little nervous about doing this just because I also wear contacts and I know the air could be a little uncomfortable. I don't want to dry out my contacts or even like blow them out of my eye. But if you guys haven't seen the video, I'm just gonna show you on my phone quickly here. I will also have it linked down below. But she just basically goes in with her normal coat of mascara and then sets it with the cool air on a blow dryer. The girl in the video, her handle looks like it's at Miranda Lynn. Again, I will have it linked down below, but it doesn't look like she went in with an eyelash curler. I have to curl my eyelashes because otherwise my lashes just fall really straight and I can't get the length that I really want. So I am gonna go in and curl my eyelashes just to try to help the process along today. I'm just gonna pump it a couple of times and release them, and I don't know if you guys can see, they already are sticking up a lot more than they normally do on their own. For my mascara today, I'm using the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored Mascara. This is the only mascara I've been talking about on my channel in my last couple of videos, but I really have been enjoying it. I usually have been using it in combination with the Exhibitionist Lash Primer, but for the purpose of today's video, I figured she only used mascara alone in the hack, so that's what I'm going to do as well, just to follow it as closely as possible. Just to give you guys a little close-up before I go ahead and blow dry the eyelashes, now I'm just going to hit them with the cool air on the blow dryer. Very important that it is cool air, so I'm just gonna hold down the little snowflake button on my blow dryer. I am gonna do it on a low setting as well, just so it's not a ton of air, and we will see how this looks. I don't really know if anything like made a difference. Do they look more lifted, or is it just like in my mind now just because I know that's what's supposed to happen? I'll probably have to go back and do like a little side-by-side of the footage. Here are the eyelashes after hitting them with the cool air in the blow dryer, and then hopefully we could get some sort of image of how it looks side by side, like the before and after. But so far I'm not totally sure that I'm seeing a huge difference. Maybe it's just because her natural lashes are already a lot longer than mine. I don't have a lot of lash to work with. Okay, and then here is the after of my right eye after the lashes have been blow dried. I don't know, I feel like my mind is playing tricks on me in the sense that they do look a little bit lifted, but again, I don't know that it's like anything substantial enough that I'm gonna wanna pull my blow dryer out every day. I definitely feel like my lashes looked fine before I did this, and they're kind of looking the same to me. If I really took some extra time to curl my lashes, I could really get the same effect. I feel like I could get the same effect if I curled my eyelashes after I applied my mascara and really let it dry completely. So it's definitely not a horrible hack, but do I think it's 100% necessary or like the best thing you could do in your makeup routine? Definitely not, because it is a lot of extra work, honestly, just to see a small difference. I think what's going to be the true test is like the wear of the mascara. Is this going to keep the lashes upright longer than if I had just curled my lashes? Because I do notice that when I curl my lashes with my traditional eyelash curler, it makes my lashes look nice and long in the beginning of the day, but they do tend to fall a little bit throughout the day. Also, I don't know if I would totally recommend this for those of you that wear contacts, because my eyes are feeling just a little bit more dry. They don't feel horrible. It didn't like ruin my contacts or anything, but they are just a little bit dry feeling. So definitely just keep that in mind if you guys are contact wearers. But now we are going to move on to the next hack, which I'm sure you guys have been seeing all over TikTok as well as in YouTube thumbnails. I see this girl's face everywhere. This video is by Rita Matt. This TikTok hack is basically putting on your powder before the rest of your makeup. I know that this didn't originate on TikTok. I remember hearing Jackie Aina talk about this hack years and years ago, and I know for her it makes a difference. She does have more oily skin. My skin is not as oily at this point, but I am curious to test this out now, and I know it just has become more popular again and circulating around TikTok. Basically, the hack is doing moisturizer, powder, setting spray, and then the rest of your face as normal, primer, foundation, concealer, and then I would probably powder again. I'm going to see how the skin is looking and feeling. This one definitely makes me nervous, you guys, because putting powder on before liquid goes against all of the makeup rules that I've ever followed. I guess you can say that makeup doesn't necessarily have rules, but just in the order of application and getting things to look the nicest and the smoothest, putting powder on before liquid just doesn't sound right, like it'll work. We're just gonna jump on into it. So the first thing that she does is moisturize. So I'm going to use my favorite Trader Joe's Ultra Hydrating Gel Moisturizer. For my translucent powder, I'm gonna use my Milani Translucent Make It Last powder, and I'm just going to lightly set the face using my sponge. I did let the moisturizer kind of sink into the skin, but this feels so unnatural to me, you guys. She does say she's not using a ton of powder, so I'm going to very, very lightly just set the moisturizer, I guess is what she's doing. Here's what the skin is looking like after just the moisturizer and the powder. I have to say, so far my skin is looking pretty smooth, but I almost feel like it just mimics how a primer would make my skin look. Like, I'm wondering if this combination of a moisturizer and a powder is just kind of mimicking the same effects as a smoothing primer, because my skin still has that very soft and silky feel. So now she said just to go in and set this with a setting spray. I'm just gonna go in with my MAC Fix Plus. You guys already know. So now my setting spray is dry. Let's go in with primer. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I don't know, you guys, this makes me really nervous. Like, this just feels wrong, putting products like this on top of powder, but she said just put on your primer as you normally would, so that's what I'm gonna do. Wouldn't this just be wiping off the powder? Like, that's what I'm thinking. My primer feels a little bit harder than normal to spread out. Like, it's not gliding on the skin very nicely. You can definitely tell that there's something on the skin stopping it from really smoothing over everything. Now we are just supposed to go in with our foundation as always. So I'm just going to do my normal foundation routine and see how this applies. It is supposed to make the skin look really smooth, and I also think it's supposed to like fill in any creases and prolong the wear of your makeup. So I'm just gonna start applying my foundation how I normally would and see how it's going to look. Right off the bat, just after applying the foundation on one cheek, I could tell that adding the powder made this foundation a little bit more matte looking on the skin. It's not looking as natural and satin like it normally does. It almost added a thickness to the foundation. Do you guys know how they say if you add a little bit of powder to your foundation, it'll make it more of a full coverage look? I think this is kind of doing a similar thing just in a different way. Like you're applying the powder onto your face first instead of actually mixing it into the foundation. It definitely is feeling a little heavier on the skin though, like way more heavy than my foundation normally feels. If I'm gonna just like straight off the bat be honest with you guys, I don't think that this makes my foundation look any better. I will say again, it does add more coverage to the foundation, but at the same time it is making it look a lot more matte, which I don't personally love, and it is emphasizing texture and dry spots on the skin. What is going on, you guys? I thought these TikTok makeup hacks were going to be really life-changing because I know a lot of people like them, but this heavy foundation look is just not my style. It is creasing on my smile line where it normally creases, so far it's not eliminating any creases. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, you guys, and then I will come back to kind of wrap up my thoughts on these TikTok hacks, give you guys a little bit of an update on how they're looking. I'm gonna finish up my face and I will be back in just a sec. Okay, so I just went ahead and finished up the rest of my face. Here is how the face is looking like after doing the rest of my makeup on top of the rest of the TikTok hacks. I have to say, you guys, I'm looking at the lashes again and I really don't see that huge of a difference. Again, I'll have to look back at the footage and kind of like compare or maybe do a little side by side. But as far as the mascara hack goes, first impression, as I mentioned earlier, I don't think it's 100% necessary. Now, as far as the base hack goes, the powder under foundation, I do think from far away it looks really beautiful, especially on camera. In my viewfinder, I'm seeing my skin look a lot more smooth. In my mirror in person, when I hold it far away, my skin looks really flawless and smoothed out. I do just think it looks a little bit more matte and a little bit more dry than I'm used to. I think if you guys have oily skin, you will love this hack. But for me, having a little bit normal, slightly dry sometimes, it's just making me a little bit more dry and matte than I like to be. I did go ahead and do a little bit more powder on top of the foundation and concealer, as well as a very generous spray of Fix Plus to kind of tone down the powderiness. And I do feel like that ending spritz of Fix Plus helped a lot. I would just overall say my biggest issue right now is just how the foundation feels on the skin. My typical foundation routine is usually very lightweight feeling. I don't even feel any makeup on my face, but with that extra powder and spray underneath everything that I normally would do, it is feeling a little bit heavy and I'm feeling the makeup more on my face. And I am still getting the creases around my mouth and just some other like textury spots on the face, I would say, are emphasized more due to just the buildup of product that we have going on the skin. Those are my initial thoughts and my little roundup on the TikTok hacks. I do want to go ahead and do a wear test in today's video just so we can kind of test together how the makeup holds up. And I also want to show you guys how the hair holds up throughout the day as well. Right now it is a little bit after 12. It is 12:11 in the afternoon. I did finish up my face around 11:30, 11:45, somewhere around there. So we're gonna call around 11:45 the first check-in time, and I want to wear the makeup for at least like 7 to 8 hours. So maybe I will come back around 7:45, 8 o'clock tonight. I will see you guys later and we will see how the hacks are holding up. Hi guys, I am back to do my check-in to check up on the TikTok hacks to see how the makeup hacks and the curls are holding up. It is now just about 8:30. It is 8:28 p.m. I will show you guys, hopefully you could see. So now it's officially almost 9 hours since I actually did the makeup application. I guess we'll go in order that I actually did the hack. So the first thing that I want to touch on is the hair. The curls are holding pretty nicely in the hair. I would definitely say they've fallen out a little bit, but there are some pieces that still have a nice curl. I'll show you guys here. Some of these pieces do still have a pretty decent curl. I would say some of them are a little bit more like waves rather than like super curly pieces. But for someone like me who has pretty naturally straight hair, I would consider these to be curls, especially here you guys can see some of these at the bottom. So I really love how my hair turned out today. I don't usually use hairspray. I would say you can definitely prolong these curls and get them to stay a little bit more defined for longer. But in a way, I almost prefer a looser curl like this. I think it just looks really pretty and beachy. I just really love this hack, you guys. If you couldn't tell already, this is probably my favorite of the three because it just works so well and it's truly an awesome alternative to using causing heat on your hair. I'm not too sure about the makeup hacks, you guys. I honestly feel like I'm not really loving either of them, and I don't know that either of them are necessarily worth the extra work that went into getting my face to the point where it is. I'm gonna touch on the mascara first. I honestly don't think that it really made the biggest difference, and as I said earlier, that could be because my natural lashes are short. If you guys have longer eyelashes, it might make a difference, but I don't feel like my lashes look any different as when I don't use a blow dryer. It's definitely probably not something I would do again or incorporate into my daily makeup routine. Lastly, now I'm going to touch on the skin and the makeup hack of doing your powder on top of moisturizer and then doing setting spray and then your normal routine, that whole out of order makeup routine hack. I'm sure you guys can see that I'm very, very oily at this point. 9 hours into wearing this makeup, I'm probably more oily than I would be if I didn't do the powder underneath my makeup, and I don't know why that is, because I really thought this hack was going to be a little bit more like oil controlling, maybe better for those of you with oily skin, but my skin was just not loving the hack. I would say that when we first applied it, I had a little bit of faith in the hack because my skin looked really smooth, especially from far away and on camera, but in person a lot of those dry patches in my texture was being emphasized, and you could tell that I was wearing extra layers of makeup on my face that I don't normally do. I could really feel just the makeup sitting on top of the skin, and because I had that layer of powder down, I don't think my foundation was ever really able to meld with my skin and become one and really set how I like my foundation to set. There was just a lot of layers of makeup on the skin, and there was almost like nowhere for it to go and to set. So I honestly think at this point, that is why I am looking so greasy. My skin doesn't look terrible. I'll give you guys a little close up. Like, I probably could fix this with just a little bit of blotting, but I honestly do think that this hack contributed to how greasy I am now, because my skin never looks this greasy anymore. All in all, in conclusion, I would definitely say my favorite hack is the Robe Heatless Curls. I don't think that the makeup hacks are horrible. I just kind of think they're extra steps that aren't necessary, and I just prefer doing my makeup routine as normal. If I want to put a little bit of extra powder on top of my foundation, then I'll just do that. I just honestly think that the hacks involve too many extra steps that don't give me like amazing, mind-blowing type of results. That officially completes this video testing out 3 TikTok makeup and beauty hacks. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video and found it entertaining, and I hope you enjoyed spending time with me today. If you did enjoy seeing this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!